guys, it's me coming back in. So with me having this and this one, with all my chronic illnesses, these both containers are just the basics that I can turn to for pretty much anything, just basic wise, when I notice flare-ups starting, when I need my compression gloves, when I need to check my blood sugar. So, when you're dealing with someone with chronic illnesses, or even if you're just around them, it is good to have a lot of tools they can use to help them through. I have this one in here. I have some in my bedroom. So I have some in my purse. So with those three, I have my basics covered on that. And that's before my prescriptions. So with my prescriptions, it's an everyday thing. So yeah. So just remember that. Chronic illnesses. You're going to need a lot of tools, aids. I have canes, 2 canes, and a walker. I need braces. So yeah. For sleeping, I have an oxygen machine. I have a nebulizer. I have a pillow wedge. But I also need another pillow on top of that. So, and the pillow that I have on top of the wedge right now is starting to flatten. So I need to invest into another pillow, and I'm hoping that I can get one of the cervical neck pillow for side sleepers, the ones that's been advertising all over the place, and especially on TikTok. So, yeah. And also, last couple of days, my ring finger on my right hand has been acting up trigger-wise. I already had surgery on my left one. So I'm hoping that I don't have to go through that again. So, but yeah, other than that, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Just people with chronic illness, they're going to need a lot of just over-the-counter tools, medications, just to make it through the day. Not every single day, but a lot of the times. So keep that in mind. And there are tons of different chronic illnesses, and they all have different levels, and with the different combinations of them, of all the illnesses for it, it's impossible just to say, okay, she has Midol, Tylenol, this, and that. That works for me, yeah, but for someone else, they may need naproxen, like Aleve or Advil. They may need heating pads. They may need ice packs. Yeah, so it varies from person to person. Yeah, there may be a lot of similarities with the majorities, but it's, like I said, it's going to vary from person to person. So, I'm sorry, I'm watching Two Broke Girls, but the more you can educate yourself on things they may possibly need, the better you can help them. So, and just try not to judge them too much, especially when they're like me and just very little things can overexert themselves. They're not being lazy. Their body can't handle it anymore. Or their masking isn't there anymore. Either way, they're not being lazy. They're listening to their body. They're suffering. So I know it took my husband a good 2-3 years to finally get that through his head. And this was after 2-3 years of him coming to doctor's appointments with me, listening to everything the doctors were telling me, and asking questions. Himself asking questions to the doctors, oh, when this happens, is this, like, oh, her being able not to reach too far over her head anymore. Is that her being lazy? No, that's her body, turning on her. So, now, like, when he finally started understanding that, he was able to start learning more how to help me. And now he knows, like, when he sees me cleaning, decluttering, if he sees me sweating, breathing heavily, holding my back, needing to sit down more, having trouble walking on the stairs, he knows, okay, she needs to take a break. And a lot of times when I take a break, I can't go right back to it. Like, I need a day and a half to 2 days before I can finish what I started. So, yeah. I have learned how to do some small, low impact exercises that can help strengthen me a little bit, so I could at least do things like the shelving units, my closet, doing almost 40 minutes of decluttering in the blue room, so yeah. But it still sucks because, like, with me, just doing 2 hours of grocery shopping twice a month, so 4 hours out of a month, is murder on my body because I have to mentally prepare myself for it, which is, things like writing a grocery list. I have to figure out the weather so I can dress appropriately for the weather. I have to figure out if I'm going to need my knee braces and cane, or just my knee braces, or if I'm okay enough where I don't need my knee braces. And then it's worse when it's spring and summer because I also have to add on either my extra eudycardia medications or a Benadryl along with my inhaler and possibly my nebulizer. So, yes, people with chronic illnesses, we're not lazy. We are fighting our own bodies way more than any normal person would. And our illnesses, a lot of the times, may be invisible, but that does not mean that they don't exist. Think of chronic illnesses or any illness that you can't physically see. Think about it like the wind or the air. You can feel it. You know it's there, even though you can't see it unless you're like looking at the trees blowing in the wind. But I mean, still, it's there. So, and a lot of the times with chronic illnesses, we may get one symptom under control or one illness under control, but underneath that illness, there's roots of more. So it's like a no-win situation with that. And yes, there are people who just have one chronic illness. There are. But it's being found that since especially the women, since we have been neglected so much in the past because studies were more focused on men or boys, that the repercussions of that means we had to deal with more that was undiagnosed, unstudied, untreated. And yeah, it's a whirlwind, and it's not as easy to understand every single step, every single level. It's hard, and I'm still learning. I know a lot of people who have been dealing with several different chronic illnesses that are still learning about the ones that they just have diagnosed, that are still learning how to work through their flare-ups, work through their symptoms, try to maintain some sort of income. Right now, I have no income. My income pretty much is my husband and my family buying whatever I need in order for me to, whatever I need. So, yeah, that is my income. And I appreciate my husband, my family, my friends so much, because without them, I probably would cease to exist. But, yeah, so if you or someone you know is dealing with chronic illnesses, please be more mindful of them. Please sit with them and talk with them, and don't judge them about their illnesses. And like I said, when they're trying to rest their body, don't assume it's them being lazy, because it's not laziness. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, no, you gotta work through it, you gotta work through it. When you're constantly working through your body turning against you, you're mentally, physically, emotionally, just every way exhausted. And to keep going hurts you more. So yeah, please just be more mindful to those and yourselves, because you're not immune to it. So all right, well, that's my little chitty chatter for now on this. So I will talk to you guys later.